getting the result by having the right criteria. So let's begin. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a certified personal trainer, sports nutrition, exercise specialist. I've been doing this forever. This is my 26th year in the industry. I'm a fitness and wellness enthusiast. I've been featured on many different episodes in terms of news episodes. We work with corporations, we work with schools. Fitness is my passion. It's not something I do for a paycheck. It's something that I do because I enjoy. And I consider myself an adventurer. As you can see in the slide here, in 2015, I climbed Mount Rundle. It took us about 10 hours to climb, me and a buddy of mine. But I think that every year people should be doing something to scare themselves, okay? And if they're not doing something to scare themselves, you're not really gonna see a challenge in yourself, okay? Francesca and I have started 2 different charities, Building Muscle for Type 1 Diabetes, Building Muscle for Autism, which we have done both years, and we've raised a lot of money for kids that needed to get help to learn how to, inject themselves with insulin, learn how to manage diabetes, and also for kids with autism. Just a regular family guy with myself, my wife, and my 2 kids. And at the end of the day, there's nothing special about me, but the fact that I'm a coach and I believe in changing lives. So why are we here today? I got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to put together. For those of you who could not join us, no worries. I'm going to give you guys the video. And for those of you who want a copy of this PDF, I'll put a copy in the links before we head out. So one, I'm just going to allow some people to pop in here as they're coming in here. 1 second here. So 1 second here, we're freezing here. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to map people in. Admit, I'm going to maximize this. So we're going to go over mindset and core identity. We're going to go over 12 most common barriers in achieving any fitness goal. We're going to set clear goals in terms of non-negotiables. I'm going to talk to you about your body type, understanding the body and how it stores blood sugar with energy balance. And if you understand macronutrients, like do you understand what macronutrients are, and go through a typical day for all body types, okay? So what's the difference between the 2 images I got here? I got one image of a skinny guy looking in the mirror, flexing. He sees a muscular body in the image, and I have another person who looks like they're nervous, okay? Their attitude is different. So what differentiates one person from another is your attitude, clear and simple. When you're looking at beginning a fitness program, when you're looking at continuing a fitness program, and whether you've been at this for years, your core identity is something that's super important. And if you don't have values of yourself, and if you see from the diagram, it starts from your beliefs, your habits, and your identity. You can't just tell yourself, I want to lose 25 pounds. I'm going to hire a coach and I'm going to cut my carbs. It doesn't work like that, okay? So when I'm talking about core identity, I'm saying, what is core identity? 1, are you who you say you are? Do you wake up in the morning and when you say, I'm going to go and hire a coach, I'm going to start a fitness program, or when you say that I'm going to actually focus on beginning a program and sticking with it, are you who you say you are? What values do you hold true to yourself? Do you tell yourself that you're going to do something and actually put your mind to it? Do you actually keep to your goals and you keep to your words? A lot of people will say they do it, but then they don't. What beliefs do you have about yourself that you can achieve? I've met so many people who have wanted to start a fitness program, and midway through, when they're actually trying to do the program, they not only salvage themselves, but they start having negative thought process about what's going on, okay? What promises have you kept and made to yourself, okay? And are you self-sabotaging your own goals? Do you struggle with self-negative talk? So when it comes to core values, you can't gain 5 pounds of muscle, 10 pounds of muscle. You cannot lose 10 pounds of fat if you are trying to break bad habits, whether it's, substance abuse, whether it's emotional, negativity, whether it's the fact that you keep lying to yourself. You're not going to be able to break these bad habits with your core values if you're not true to yourself, okay? And are you afraid to break out of your comfort zone? Okay, a lot of people believe that they can achieve a goal, and then when you ask them, so how's it going with your fitness program? It's okay. Why is it okay? Well, I'm trying my best. What does trying mean? Or is it a must? Or is it something that you want to do? Well, I'm going to the gym. I'm trying to eat well, but on the weekends it's tough with my kids. All you're doing is you're putting layers of excuses on top of yourself. And if we're talking about core identity, you have to be true to yourself. And if you say to yourself, I'm going to commit to a fitness program, I'm going to go to bed at 10:30, I'm going to wake up at 5:30, 6:30, whatever time it is, I'm going to quit smoking. You have to be true to your core values, because if not, you start screwing up your subconscious mind. And what ends up happening is you start saying you're going to be one person, and then you're lying to yourself. So for example, I told myself, and I'm going to be open and I'm going to be vulnerable here, I told myself at the beginning of this month that I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock every day. And I said, I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock every day because I want to start my morning routine. I want to start with my gratitude. I want to start with some reading. Now I get my stuff done. But if I hit snooze sometimes, or if I wake up later, or if I tell myself, it's okay, you know what? I own my business. I can go in a little bit later. I can change my appointments. At the end of the day, no one's going to fire me. No one's going to kick me out of my position, but I'm not being true to myself. So I started lying to myself. And then one lie leads to the second lie, to the third lie. And then when you are in public and someone asks you, how's your fitness program going? You don't have the guts, the courage, the confidence to say, you know what? It's going amazing. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. There's one area that I haven't conquered yet because of this, but you start getting weak. And when you start lying to yourself, 3 beers on Wednesday, 2 beers on Friday, a few drinks on Saturday, you're telling yourself you want to become fit. Meanwhile, you're doing the wrong actions. So you're letting your fears control you. You're lying to yourself. So if you're looking at structuring a mindset program and you want to start a fitness program, take your current program to the next level. If you want to break plateaus, it starts with mindset and your core identity. Okay. If you don't have a true core identity for yourself, you're going to be stuck. The next slide is going to give you my values of my core identity, and I'm going to share them with you guys. Okay. So the 10 things that you value most, I suggest, I'm going to give you guys a link for this, all these slides. So don't worry about taking notes. But if you ask me, what are your core identities? One is a belief in a stronger power than us. Okay. I believe in God. I believe there's someone stronger than us. I believe that there's someone who has created us, who has given us divine power, someone above the money, the success, the body, the working out, the luck, the family. It doesn't just happen on its own. I believe in family time. Whether I'm 110%, and if my wife's watching, she'll be like, well, you know what, Todd Durkin, how are you? If she says, well, there's sometimes your family time is broken through work, I put it as one of my strongest beliefs, okay? Health and exercise time, that's important to me. It's a non-negotiable. Even if it's 25 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is, okay? These are my core values. My business, my members, my staff, they're super important for me. My daily AM planning and goal setting, super important for me. To have financial freedom, I don't want to feel that I can't do stuff to help my family or help structure my family in a certain way if I don't do the things I want today, okay? Reading time, personal development, these things are very powerful for me. Now, they're not in a specific order, but they're broken down into what I value. Travel time, me, my wife, and my family. Every quarter, I suggest everybody watching book a small getaway, whether it's a 2-day getaway for the weekend, whether it's a drive, whether it's a trip, whether it's a staycation, you're staying at home. But every quarter, you should stop and have some time to get away, to break through from all the stress, okay? I believe in sleep. Now, you try to aim for 7 hours, but part of my core identity is proper sleep. And then my last, and I believe one of the most important ones, is my reputation and my impact on society, okay? I have a bunch of mentors that I look up to. One guy that's following us right now, Todd is one of my mentors and a few coaches that I followed in the fitness industry. But one thing that's most important is if you feel that you want to achieve a specific goal and you want to have a reputation as someone who doesn't lie, well, your actions are going to prove that daily. And if you tell your coach, I'm going to go do my cardio on these days, when your coach asks you, what have you done on the weekend? Well, I couldn't do this. How's your nutrition going? Well, if you're constantly making up excuses, they're going to look at you and say, you know what? I love my client, but I don't think the reputation is strong enough, and I don't feel they're going to get the goals. So establishing your value chart is super important before you begin a fitness program. And if you've already started one, you can start one today. Next, I want to talk about the 12 most common barriers in achieving any fitness goal. Now, they're not structured in any specific order, but from all the research I've done and from asking clients, these are the 12 biggest ones that I've seen that happen on a regular basis. One is lack of belief. If you don't believe, if you can't close your eyes and say, you know what, I can be 40 pounds lighter. I can achieve the goal of being 40 pounds lighter. I can run a 5K run. I can be a better father to my family. I can quit smoking. If you have lack of belief, nothing's going to work because you don't have the courage inside of you to break through when things get rough. Your inability to focus. So if you're telling yourself that you want to achieve a specific goal, and we'll use fitness as an example, if you can't focus and have clarity and say, there's 3 areas I got to master: nutrition, training, and mindset. If you can't even sit down and write down at the end of the night what you did well at and what you didn't do well at, you got no focus. So every day you're reactive in terms of getting your goals. Your commitment fears. Too many of us are too afraid to commit. We're always worried about, well, if I join a gym, or if I hire a coach, or if I really want to get into fitness, then I got to do all these extra things. And I'm afraid, I'm not really sure how to do so. And really, your commitment fears are your subconscious telling you you can't do it. Because when you don't have your values set out and you lie to yourself, every time you lie to yourself, say, I'm going to do cardio today, or I'm going to do this workout today, and you don't do that workout, you're lying to yourself. So your body doesn't believe in it. Your inability to visualize the end result. Okay, this is number 5. So when I was competing and I was, getting ready for my bodybuilding shows, I was a skinny guy, still a skinny guy in my eyes. Okay, I competed at between 178 and 185. But the first show that I ever did, one of my best friends would always, joke with me, you can't do it. I don't think you can hit the goal. I don't think you can do it. And what ended up happening was I wanted to get the goal specifically just to make this person see that I did it. So my visualization of the end result was very powerful, okay? You're out of reach of expectations. A lot of people shoot too big of an expectation. I have a female client that we're trying to help coach, and if she doesn't lose 10 pounds every month, she's upset. She just wants to quit. It's not working. I've done this. It's so funny that people will say, I've done this, and I haven't lost weight yet. Meanwhile, it's been 3.5, 4 weeks, and they've been spending the last 3 years eating horrible foods, not being active, and self-sabotaging themselves. But they expect in 3 weeks, 4 weeks to get the result they want. Okay? So it's not going to really work that easy. Next is fear of failure, current or past. We all have fears, okay? I have a fear right now that I'm doing this live Zoom that some of my members may not join. I have a fear that something's going to happen right now with our live feed and it may break down. And people may think, oh my God, this guy started with Zoom and now it's not working. But I got to get over that. Who cares? If I got 5 members on, great. If I have 500 members on, even better. But I'm not going to care about my fears. So if you are worried about how you're going to look when you're waking up in the morning and you're on the side of the street going for a jog, or you're going to a new gym, or you're trying to eat healthy when you go out with people, you shouldn't give a crap, okay? Your uncertainty. People are uncertain. They're uncertain of whether they can do something. They're uncertain if this is right for them. If, maybe I should just be overweight. Maybe, you know what, I'm heavy set. Maybe it's just my genetics. It's okay to be 70 pounds overweight, 40 pounds overweight, 20 pounds overweight. It's not okay. We were not meant to be like that. So there's a lot of things that happen in our life that bring us to this point. So if need be, we make the changes, okay? Being a procrastinator, putting things to the end, waiting, and then wanting a specific result, okay? And we're talking about 12 of the most common barriers in achieving any fitness goal, okay? Welcome, Madeline, to the call. Next, being lazy, number 10, okay? Being lazy should be one of the top ones here of the 12 most common barriers, but being lazy is something that we allow ourselves to do. We're not born lazy. If I told anyone right now on the Zoom link right now, you have to go outside and you have to knock on 25 people's doors and you have to get them to sign a piece of paper, or else we're going to evict you from your home. What's going to happen? You're going to go knock on 150 doors, have them sign whatever paper it is so you don't get evicted. If I told you your child has a serious illness and you have to go downtown to Sick Kids Hospital every day at 5:45 in the morning, you will go do it. So being lazy is a lie that we tell ourselves because we're comfortable. Going back to the core values, we're just letting ourselves listen to those bad voices in our mind. Number 11 is bad habits. Bad habits could be bad friends, bad setting, bad food, bad people you listen to, your news. Heck, it could be your family, damn it. Now, I know that I shouldn't be saying that, but you know, I love it when one of my friends told me you can't choose your family, you can choose your friends. And sometimes you will have areas in your family that don't work out well. I know many people watching understand what I'm talking about. So you can't always pick your family, you can pick your friends, but you can pick the setting and the surrounding of people you hang with, okay? Now, lack of support from others, okay? This is the last one that I'm talking about. It's a barrier. Now, remember, there's more than enough resources out there for you to get what you want. If you really, really, really want something, you'll get it done, okay? You can go on Google, you can call a friend, you can call a coach. If someone was really wanting help today and they had no money and they called the gym, they said, listen, I'm going to call this gym owner. I'm going to say, hey, I know you're the owner of Pure Motivation Fitness. I have no money at all. I'm a single parent. I'm struggling. Could I come and sweep the floors and clean your bathrooms? And could I get a membership or some kind of help from me? They can try. They can have lack of belief. They can have, they can fear that it's not going to happen. But if they try to do it and they don't feel about getting support from others, I may say yes, I may say no. But you need to remember that you can get support from others in whatever realm it is, okay? Next, we're going to go through talking about gauging your progress, okay? Now, when we're looking at getting results and we're looking at seeing results in the mirror, I'm hoping all my members are watching right now, and I hope everyone watching on the live channel right now is understanding this. The scale is not the only measure of success. Get it through your head. If all you do is look at the scale, you will fail miserably for life. When I competed, after a certain level of body fat percentage, when you go below 10%, 8%, 7%, when you're in the between 5% and 10%, the body fat percentage don't work. Handheld machines don't work. Some of the ones you stand on don't work because your body water is low, you're dehydrated. The only way you can tell is by looking in the mirror and seeing, okay, last week, oh, I have a new striation there. Oh, when I flex, I see a new line of muscle. So I'm going to tell you 6 different ways to gauge your progress. Number 1 is perform a body comp every second week, okay? If you're a member of Pure Motivation Fitness, we have a beautiful in-body scanner that you can use. You can come into the club, use it on your own. If you don't have an in-body scanner, step on the scale. 2, check your body fat percentage. There's many different websites out there. You can measure neck, waist, forearm, and I think it's wrist. And you plug those numbers in and you find your body fat percentage, okay? Perform landmark readings. Measure your bloody waist, measure your thighs. If you have no access to a scale and you have no access to a body fat machine and you live in the wilderness, but you measure your thighs and every month they're getting smaller, you got results. Number 2, take pictures of your progress every second week. Taking pictures of your progress is going to show you where you are, okay? I know some of you feel uncomfortable about doing this, but if you're able to have the confidence to look at yourself, you're telling yourself mentally, I want to make changes. And if you're taking pictures of yourself every second week, when you're out with people and they're eating like crap, or you're waking up in the morning, you're like, damn, do I sleep in and hit snooze? Or do I actually go for that jog? You're going to tell yourself, I'm taking these pictures. I want to get the results. You're going to go for that jog. Number 3, perform a basic strength test. Super simple. You don't have access to a scale. You don't have access to an in-body scanner. Go on the floor, get your stopwatch, and hit start, okay? Go for as many push-ups as you can. Try to do a hold of plank, body weight squats. At the end of a minute, hit stop. Look at how many reps you got. Try to get in 30 days. Even if you get 2 more reps, you're progressing, getting better results. Try it in 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. In 6 months, if your push-ups increase, your squat increases, your wall sit, whatever you're doing increases, you're getting better results, okay? Next, if you're looking at performing a basic endurance test, okay? So the total time it takes you to complete 5 exercises at a given range. If you're looking at, when I want to jog from, if I go for a walk and I go here to Shoppers Drug Mart and back, and I'm going to go as fast as I can. And when I touch Shoppers Drug Mart and come back to my home or to the studio, wherever I am, it took me 25 minutes one time. The next time took me 23 minutes. The next time took me 21 minutes. So every time you're performing this endurance test, you're getting better. So there's no reason why people can't say, I don't know if I'm getting better. I'm giving you 6 different reasons here. The next one is check your clothing. Okay. And if anyone has a question, please press the raise your hand or let me know from the live feed. But check your clothing. Ladies, I know you all have a sexy, skinny black dress. Everyone's got one in your drawer. Gentlemen, I know you have a nice pair of jeans and a nice pair of dress shirts that maybe are too snug right now or don't fit. Pull those out. Hang it on a hanger. Make it be the first thing you look at when you wake up every day. That skinny black dress that you don't fit into right now. If you keep seeing that skinny black dress and you look at it day after day after day, that's going to help propel you through the crazy and scary times when you're trying to get the result you need. And then 6, notice, do you have an increase in metabolism? Are you eating more frequently? Do you feel hungrier? Do you notice when you wake up that you're starving compared to before where you woke up every day and you're like, I have no appetite? So those are 6 different ways you can work on gauging your progress to get better results. Next, we're going to talk about knowing your non-negotiables, okay? So you got to know the difference, people, between a must and a should. Okay, here you go. I should be a good husband. I should apologize to my wife. I should apologize to my kids. I should be a good leader to my team. I should think before I react. Okay, you probably say, okay, that's good, Dimitri. Those are right. No, I must be a good husband. I must be a good father. I must think before I act. I must not eat pizza at nighttime. I must wake up and do my cardio when I said I'm supposed to do so. I must message my coach when I'm stuck and need help. If you don't know the difference between your musts and your shoulds, you're never going to get results, because shoulds don't work, guys. I should be getting my results. You know, well, I should be going to the gym more often. Should is not going to get you the results. I must. When you start talking to yourself with stronger words, you're reinforcing positive enforcement and you're reinforcing your core identity. Now, non-negotiables to transform. 1, know what you want. You should be able to write down today, number 1, I know what I want. I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle. You may want to lose 15 pounds of fat. You may want to quit smoking. You may just want to be able to tell yourself, I can move my body 5 times a week. It doesn't have to be in pounds of body fat, guys. It doesn't have to always relate going back to a scale. So know what you want. Know why you want it. You should be able to tell me right away, I want to lose 20 pounds. Why? Because I don't feel comfortable. I don't think I'm a strong role model for my kids. I know I can do more and I deserve it. Bam! That's powerful. Know when you want it by. I want to lose 20 pounds in 6 months. Not I want to lose 20 pounds in, 6 weeks or in 2 months. Give yourself a date. If you give yourself a date, log that date in your calendar. That way you can tell yourself, well, if I want to get this result and I'm setting up for 6 months from now, I can work backwards. What do I got to do? Okay. When you know what you want, when you know why you want it, and you know when you want it, do the effing work. That's the next step. What's next? Do the work. Wake up in the morning. Write down what you need. Stop lying to yourself and telling yourself you can't do it because you're afraid, because you don't know what to do. If you don't know what to do and you belong to a fitness facility, then your ass should be calling the gym and calling the coaches and calling them saying, I need help. And if they say they're too busy for you, then quit that gym. If you need help, you reach out to someone who can help you, someone who's done it before. Okay. And number 5, reassess every 2 to 3 weeks to get your results. Okay. So remember, know the difference between a must and a should. Know what you want, know why you want it, know when you want it, do the effing work, and then reassess yourself to see where you're at. Okay, the 6 truths about goal setting. Now, most importantly, do you carve out time for your goal setting? Do you sit down every week and do you plan out what you want to accomplish? If you don't, forget about getting results. You're just proactive. It's not going to happen. Number 2, your goals need a deadline. They need a hard end date with rewards, okay, and consequences. So I have an amazing client. Her name is Madeline. And I know that if she does 5 workouts in a week, she can tell herself, I deserve a reward. Why? Because consistently, I've been doing 3 or 2 or 1. But if I do 5 every week, I deserve a result. Bravo. If I don't do those 5 workouts, though, you should also set up a penalty. Now, that penalty can be anything. It could be if I say I'm going to work out and I don't work out, and I tell my spouse I'm going to work out, every time I lie, I'm taking a $20 bill and I'm putting it in a hat or in a glass jar. Or if I don't do what I say, I got to tell my kids, hey, kids, guess what? What? Dad lied again. What did he say? Well, Dad said he was going to go to the gym and Dad didn't go to the gym. If you don't have consequences, it won't work, okay? Accepting ownership for your future. Again, a want and a need. You got to know the difference. Should and a must. If you don't know the difference with them, and when you're speaking, you're not speaking with authority, you're never going to get your results because goals are garbage. A goal is a dream unless it's written down on paper with an end date, okay, with a penalty or reward. Number 4, identify the immediate actions you need to do today. Have imperfect action. Take imperfect action, okay? My coach Vince tells me, take imperfect action. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You want to lose weight? Great. Take imperfect action. What does that mean? Go for a walk every day. How long? I don't care. Well, what do I got to wear? How long? Who cares? Go for the walk. But what if? Go for the walk. See how easy that is? Once you've gone for the walk 5 times a week, then you come back and say, how do I refine that? I want to lose weight. Okay, stop eating carbs after 6. But what does it mean? Stop eating carbs after 6. It doesn't matter. Take imperfect action. Okay. Number 5, set goals on the 4 main areas of your life. Now, a lot of us succeed. These are the 4 most important areas of everyone's life. I don't care how successful you are, how famous you are. I don't care who you are. It's health, it's wealth, social and spiritual. So social, spiritual, and self is personal development, okay? If you're not working in those 4 major areas of your life, you're going to fall short on one. And guess where you see this? In life. Here's an example. You see someone pulling up, driving a fancy car. You look at someone, you're like, wow, this person's so successful, millionaire, billionaire. Or you see someone with a flashy lifestyle. And then you ask them, is there anything you're not doing well? Well, yeah, my health. Well, I don't see my kids. Well, in order for me to have this massive business, I've fallen short on these areas of my life. So if you don't try to separate your life and break it down into health, wealth, your spiritual self, your social self, and your personal development, you're always going to be lacking in one different area, okay? And number 6, recapping the 6 truths about goal setting, okay? Do you carve out time for yourself? Do you have hard deadlines? Do you accept ownership for your future? Do you identify immediate actions you need to take? Do you set goals for yourself? And number 6 is going to be continue to improve on you. Don't run someone else's race. Run your own race. If someone else in the gym is getting better results than you, who cares? You don't know. Maybe their family life is horrible. If someone else makes more money than you, who cares? You don't know if they are miserable inside, okay? If someone else on Instagram's got 1 million followers and you got 1,200, who cares? You don't know if they're fake or not, okay? So continuously work on improving you. That was the mindset portion of this seminar, this webinar. Next, let's talk body types. So I've been fascinated since the age of 16 when I went to high school, okay? And all I thought about when I wanted to compete, and I swam and I was doing really, really well. And first year, grade 9, I was honor roll. I was rookie of the year. I did swimming in the morning from 6 to 7 every year. Because I could swim, swimming is a sport in high school that is always in the morning, not really in the afternoons or evenings, always in the morning. So if you were a swimmer, you could benefit because you could do an extra sport every year where all the sports were after school. So what did I do? Swimming, wrestling, basketball, and football. And then I alternate between rugby and football. So I was able to do 4 to 5 sports per year. But after my freshman year, I was telling myself, man, this sucks. I'm a skinny wreck. I'm the fastest guy in the pool. I'm the fastest guy in the field, but I'm so skinny. I need to change something. So I went for help. Get it? I asked for help. I went to my wrestling coach and I said, what do I do? I hate the way I look. I'm not happy. He's like, but you're doing so well. I said, I'm not happy. I want to look like Jean-Claude Van Damme, like Sly Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, Arnold. These were, I got a picture of Arnold behind me, right? These were my role models, my male role models, okay? Growing up, I didn't have a father. I didn't have that male role model in my life. So I looked up to other figures, mostly athletes, mostly actors. He told me to go and pay attention to the Arnold Encyclopedia. I went to page whatever it was and I checked it out and I read the portion on body typing. And right then at 17, 16, I told myself, wow, this is my aha moment. It's the easiest way to understand science of the bodies, okay? There's an ectomorphic body type, okay? A really thin, skinny guy, tall frame, small shoulders, fast metabolism, a mesomorphic body type, wide shoulders, narrow waist, medium metabolism. They gain, they lose weight. There's an endomorph, short, stocky frame, wide wrists, wide neck, slow metabolism. Look around anywhere you go, you're gonna see people in these different frames. Now, if you're looking at them from 40, 50, 60, the chances are they've gained a lot of body fat because as we go through life, women get pregnant, have kids, hormones get whacked, their body changes. They got to give birth. So they gain weight. Men, women, we get powerful with our careers. We start educating ourselves, getting businesses, becoming professionals. So we let ourselves go, we gain body fat. So if you're looking at yourself today, you don't say, I'm an endomorph off the hop. Look at yourself from the ages of like 18 to, I would say, 25. And if you had a fast metabolism and you can eat whatever you want, and now you're in your 40s and you only have fat in your midsection, you're an ectomorph, fast metabolism. Now, the challenge with our body types is as we get older, we're going to lose muscle. Our joints are going to break down a little faster because they're much, much longer. Our bones are smaller, they're thinner. Mesomorphic individuals are going to gain weight, lose weight. The older they get, they will probably gain weight, they'll bulk up a little easier, especially females. That's why women don't want to weight train. Endomorphic body types, okay? These are people who have slow metabolisms from a young age. They have to understand that if you don't understand your macronutrients, and if you're not eating a diet about 40% protein, 25% carbs, and 35% carb fats, you're gonna struggle. You cannot be having pizza and drinks on the weekends and bagels for breakfast and tell yourself, oh, it's my genetics. It's not your genetics. You're stuffing food in your mouth and your body can't break it down, okay? It's like having this much water left in my container and then I get another full container and I pour it in here. As I pour it in here, it's gonna overflow. That overflow is gonna be you storing excess body fat into sugar or excess sugar into body fat. So next slide, we're talking, how does the body store excess sugar into body fat, okay? There's 3 main sources of storage. You got muscle, liver, and fat, okay? Now, based on your body type, if someone is an ectomorph and they're consuming a lot of carbohydrates because they have a fast metabolism, when their blood sugar rises, the body will tell the brain, hey, pancreas, go to work and produce insulin. And your pancreas will produce insulin, and it'll pick up the insulin. Think of it picking up these 3 objects. It picks them up. There's a lot of sugar in the bloodstream. It picks them up and it goes, who wants it? Muscle, liver, or fat? And they're training, the body will pass it to the muscle. Not as much will go to the liver and the body fat. And especially if they're exercising, they can burn off the sugar much easier. If they're not exercising, the metabolic rate still helps them. Now, put a scenario where the person's endomorphic, mesomorphic. They don't work out at all. They're having a bagel with cream cheese for breakfast and a double-double. What are you giving your body? Garbage carbohydrates, especially if it's a white bagel, okay? Cream cheese got nothing in it. If it's cream cheese on some celery, on some dip with some vegetables, I'm okay. But a bagel with double-double, just the sugar in your coffee and the cream with a quarter of the bagel is going to spike your blood sugar. The body goes, okay, I'm going to pick up this excess sugar. What am I going to do with it? Muscle, you want it? Nah, we're not working out. Let's skip it. Okay. Liver, you want it? The liver will take some. So let's say the liver takes these two. The liver is not supposed to hold excess sugar. It'll hold excess sugar as glycogen for stores when you need them in times of energy. But it's not supposed to be a storage for you. What does the body do? It says, hey, fat cells, you want some extra sugar? The body goes, yeah, no problem. Let's take it. So if this cycle continues, high sugar, high production of insulin, drops the blood sugar down, you feel sluggish, you feel tired, you need more carbs, you go back and eat. Up and down, up and down, up and down. This constant cycle of up and down causes the body to say, hey, you know what? I got an idea. The next time this person eats a meal, it's going to be high in sugar, bypass the muscle, bypass the liver, go to body fat, store it. So without you even recognizing, you're becoming a fat hormone body. Your body is becoming a fat storage zone. And then you tell yourself, why isn't the cardio working? Well, how's the cardio going to work if all you're doing is spiking your blood sugar? Well, I'm fasting, Dimitri. Okay, great. You're fasting from 8 all the way to 12, 11. Great. And then at lunchtime, you have a chicken salad. Well, that's a horrible lunch. Why? There's no carbohydrates in there. So my blood sugar is low. And then I'm starving. So then I have a bowl of fruit at 3 o'clock, which spikes my blood sugar. Half is going to go to storage. And then at dinner, because someone said I can consume all my calories in 2 meals, I'm going to consume a lot of rice with my chicken salad. Where's that rice going to go? It's going to go to storage again. So you're constantly storing blood sugar. So if you don't understand how to balance that, what's going to end up happening is you're constantly going to be going up and down, up and down. And you're just gaining body fat on a regular basis, okay? So that's that. Now, energy balance. Calories in and calories out. There's no secret to weight loss. I'm going to repeat that. There's no secret to weight loss. There's no secret to weight gain. It's a balance of calories, okay? For the viewers that are not watching my Zoom, if this is what I'm burning in terms of calories, and this is what I'm consuming, there's a deficit that's left here of excess calories, okay? And if I'm eating less calories than my body's burning, it's going to say, you know what? I need to fuel myself. I need to eat more calories. So it's going to use fat as an energy source. If you're maintaining every day and you're eating the same as you work out, your body's going to say, you know what? I'm burning 1900, I'm eating 1900, nothing's going to change. If I'm burning, let's say 1900 calories, but I'm eating 2300 calories, you're going to gain weight. So weight loss really isn't that hard, guys. And the only way to know these numbers is to have some form of tracking. So with our meal plans we provide you, we'll give you a range of where you got to be at. With my app that I have that has people logging their calories, they can log what their body's burning. And if you're wearing a MyZone heart rate monitor where you track your calories, you can see today I burned 2,000, but I consumed 2,300. That's 300 excess. Today's not a good day unless I want to gain weight, okay? I think Jeff had a question or sent me a text. Jeff, if you want to send me something that I can view in the chat, I can check it out. Hopefully everything's going well here. Next, we're talking food portions for male and females. Guys, make this simple. If you're stuck and you don't want to follow a diet, if you don't want to follow a meal plan, and if you don't want to track calories, use your hand, okay? My fist is a cup of veggies. I'm 5'10", I weigh 192. If I was 5'10" and I weighed 300 pounds and my fist was that big, well, guess what? That's your fist of vegetables, okay? A palm's worth of protein for a female. Cut your fingers off, cut your thumb off. That's how thick and dense your protein for be. For a male, have 2 palms. Fat intake, thumb sources, okay? That's 1 ounce of fat right there. That's 2 ounces of fat. Depending on your goal, you can have between 1 to 2 ounces. But if you're not really sure, 1 ounce of fat is your thumb. Next is carbohydrates. So we used to say as big as your thumb is your carbohydrates. But another easier way that is from precision nutrition is if you had to cup how much carbs you can hold in your hand, okay? If I had to walk from here to 10 feet, I had to hold rice, I had to scoop my hand, I'm holding as much rice as I could. By the time I get there, whatever's left in my hand is my cup of rice. That's how you structure out your macronutrients if you need to know how to eat them, okay? Vegetables, fat, protein, carbs. Depending on your goal, you could go half a cup of carbs if you needed to for your goal, okay? Next, let's talk macronutrients. I'm going to smash some protein shake here. Something as easy as this, 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, 6 grams of carb, 3 grams of fiber. 6 minus 3 is 3 grams of net carbs. I'm at 3 grams of carb. So if someone says, I want to have a late night meal, but I was told you can't eat after 8, okay, worst case scenario, do I go binge on a bag of chips or do I have a protein shake? You choose, people. Now, next, macronutrients are one of the most important ingredients in order for you to understand the different foods. There's 3 types: protein, carb, and fat. Now, protein is needed for connective tissue, boosts your strength, boosts immune system, and your metabolism. Protein is not needed for weight loss. Protein builds muscle tissue, connective tissue. If you're training and exercising, you need protein to rebuild these tissues. Protein keeps you full. You feel satisfied when you have a meal. What happens if you have a breakfast and you have a slice of bread with butter? You're not full. What happens if you had a half a can of tuna with some mayonnaise or some olive oil and a slice of bread for breakfast? You'll feel more full. What happens if you had a Greek yogurt with some cinnamon and some nuts? Or if you just had nuts on its own? By having the protein, you're going to feel fuller. Now, different types of protein. The more red the meats, because people are always worried about, should I be eating meat? For all the people who are vegetarians, I respect the fact that you can go without eating protein. I have nothing against it, but I just know for myself, I can't live on a vegetarian diet. I probably could do it now that I'm 44 and I put on all this weight naturally, and I could probably maintain it. But if I was to go back and turn the hands of time to when I was 18, 19 till now, I don't think I could have achieved the same physique or the same performance goals as possible. However, there are many people who could do so. Protein is going to be your lean meats, your gain meats, your ground beef, chicken breast, your fish, salmon, tuna, cod, egg whites, Greek yogurts, cottage cheese, goat's cheese, beans, okay, tofu, protein supplements, plant-based, hemp, rice, peat, and plant-based proteins. Protein is needed at every meal. I don't care who you are, I don't care what your goal is. I don't care if someone told you that you can skip protein, just have fat and vegetables. It's not going to work. You're not going to feel full. You're not going to build strength in the gym, okay? Number 1. And again, if you don't know what the macronutrients are, send me a DM today and I'll send you a guide that I have, and all my members can get it complimentary as well, of the 3 different macronutrients, and we'll provide it to you. Now, carbohydrates, okay? This is the most confused macronutrient that everyone is always troubled with. Carbohydrates provide energy for the muscles, energy for the brain, and they spare protein and muscles. Okay, so if they fuel the brain and spare protein and muscles. There's 3 types of carbs: fiber rich, which are the best, whole grain starchy, which are your second best, and refined, which are your garbage. Let's go from worst to best, okay? So refined are going to be pastries, processed foods, dried fruits, sweet condiments, jam, ketchup, maple, dried fruits, canned stuff that comes in a can, anything processed, okay? Croissants, donuts, chocolate, soda pops, junk. If it comes in a container, it's bought, it's garbage, okay? When can you have them? Occasionally, rarely, when? Never at nighttime. If anything, midday. Next, whole food starchy carbs. Starchy carbs have a bad rep. And it sucks because people in society in all these fad diets, okay, and I know they work, guys. I'm not against keto. I'm not against fasting. But if you're going to look at every athlete from 2022 to 1900, they fueled themselves on carbohydrates, okay? Now, there's a difference between simple carbs and complex carbs, okay? Your refined white bread, white potatoes, white rice, those are going to spike your blood sugar high faster. They have a higher glycemic index. Glycemic index is the rate at which, if someone were to check your blood sugar, how high that sugar is going to be raised about an hour, 2 hours after you consume the meal. Now, sprouted whole grains, breads, pastas, yams, pumpkins, quinoa, oats, long grain rice, black rice, barley, wild rice, okay, buckwheat, whole grain pita, whole grain laffa, whole grain crackers. Great for you. They provide you slow energy. For weight loss, when do you have them? After you exercise, no problem. Lunchtime, no problem. Not for dinner, guys. Think about it. You're going to give yourself a cup of rice for dinner, or I'm hoping it's going to be a cup maximum of pasta for dinner, and then you're going to go to bed in 2 hours. Where's that energy going to go? Now, if you're an ectomorph and trying to build muscle, great. Have those carbs, because without them, you'll be skinny all your life. And people that complain, I can't gain weight, my genetics are poor. No, you don't have the right macronutrients for your body type. Fiber-rich vegetables are the best, okay? Fiber-rich carbs, what are they? Fruits and veggies, okay? For example, broccoli, kale, spinach, carrots, tomato, celery, mushrooms, peppers, zucchini, collard greens, peas. Those are all great. I say try to watch out for carrots, corn, peas, stuff that's going to spike your blood sugar, okay? And fruits are amazing, especially fruits with skin on them. So people that are having, if you had to make a choice between a banana and an apple, I'd say go with the apple. Why? That skin is going to slow down the release of that fruit getting into your bloodstream, okay? When can I have fruits? Someone says, when can I have them? Well, you can have them, vegetables are any time of the day, any amount that you need, okay? Except carrots, corn, and peas. Now, fruits are energy. If you wake up in the morning and your goal is to lose 35 pounds, perfect. I would suggest, based on your genetic type, if you're mesomorphic or endomorphic, don't have breakfast. You don't need it. If you feel that when you do the workout, you feel like you're lightheaded, fine. Have a handful of nuts before you start. Try that out. Or have a small Greek yogurt, put some cinnamon on it. If you want to put some protein powder, mix it up and put 10 almonds. Get yourself something small. But traditionally, go empty stomach. Now, when you're done your workout and first thing in the morning, have a protein shake, have an omelet, have some Greek yogurt. So I'm talking about protein first, and then have your carb. Have a half cup of fruit. Even though you may feel like you want to have a cup of fruit, your body don't need it. You want to start burning off body fat that you have on you. Now, if you skip your carb for breakfast and you only have an egg omelet with some fat, some feta cheese, some nuts, some avocado, that's fine. But if you're going to be having a workout, your body requires that energy. Because again, what are you doing? You worked out, you deplete your glycogen stores, deplete your glucose, your body says, feed me. If you don't feed it energy, especially with carbohydrates, so it can fuel itself and fuel that muscle, you'll go 2-3 hours low blood sugar. And then what happens is your body starts getting hangry. You start getting really, really hungry, and then you go for lunch and you eat a lot of food. Now, if you don't believe me and you think that I'm a crock of shit, no problem. Try skipping your snack. Try skipping lunch. Go to dinner and see how hungry you are. Not only will you eat your entire fridge, but you'll also eat your kids' food as well, because your body says, I'm super hungry. I'm trying to catch up for the whole day of blood sugar that you've skipped on me. Okay, so carbohydrates are broken down into 3 different realms: your fiber-rich, your starchy, and your refined sugars. Understand them, and know that if you're trying to lose more than 15, 20, 30 pounds, you should be eating a pound of vegetables per day. Break that down into a cup and a half for your breakfast, 2 cups of vegetables for your lunch, 2 cups for your dinner, for your snacks, have some vegetables and dip. If you're not eating veggies, guys, and if you can say, man, I'm eating so much vegetables, I feel like I live on a farm, you're never gonna lose weight. I don't care if you're fasting, because you know what? I know a lot of people who do fast and they lose a lot of weight, but they put it back on. And I know a lot of people who fast who are miserable. And I know a lot of people who fast properly and they balance their macronutrients throughout their day or their cycle and they lose weight, okay? And next we're talking about fat. So if I'm gonna go to fat, we're talking about saturated, monosaturated, polyunsaturated fat. Remember that fat provides energy. It's cushioning for your organs, insulation in terms of it's good for your skin, your nails, your hair, your hormones. We need fat. It's been proven now that, and for years now, that fat is not bad for you, okay? Olives, cheese, nuts, and seeds. A lot of people they ask me, can I have mayonnaise? And I'm like, why would you not be able to have mayonnaise? Well, I heard it makes you fat. Does it spike your blood sugar? They say, I don't know. Okay, well, why don't you take a half a cup of juice and a cup of mayo and you consume them both. And then go check your blood sugar after and see which one's going to spike your blood sugar more. The juice, the bread, the fruits, the Gatorade, the granola wrap, okay? Those are going to spike your blood sugar more. So fat is essential in every meal. And if we're not having a protein, carbon, fat at every meal, what ends up happening? You get stuck. You feel you're missing something and your body's missing one of the macronutrients. I eat all 3 macronutrients at every meal, no matter what. Even if I'm dieting for a competition, I'll still have all 3 macronutrients. Here's an example of breakfast. Now, my breakfast is going to have a higher consumption of carbohydrates. So I'll go maybe 2-3 slices of a whole grain sprouted bread. That's my carb. I will have chicken breast, some beef, some fish for breakfast. I know I'm a little crazy. I will also or have an egg omelet, okay? That's my protein. And then for my fat, I'll have some olives. I'll put some cheese on top of my bread. I'll have some nuts. I'll have some hummus, okay? I'll mix all 3 in every meal. Now, let's say I'm a client that wants to lose weight. And Dimitri said, if you want to lose weight, 20 pounds or more, or 15 pounds or more, and you want to hit it hard for summer, don't have carbs for breakfast. No one says you got to skip breakfast, because if you wake up at 5:36, especially those people who have manual labor jobs, you can't wake up at 5 or 6, not eat till lunchtime, and then not expect to binge all day. Have breakfast. Have an omelet. If I'm a male, I'll have 2 yolks, 3 to 4 whites. Massive egg omelet. I'll put a cup of vegetables in there, a cup and a half, chopped up nice and diced out. Just like when you go to the all-inclusive resorts and you're asking Eduardo to make you an omelet, it's the same thing. You're going to have your omelet with your protein, your vegetables, and then add some nuts on the side. Have 2 thumbs worth of nuts. Have some olives, okay? You have some fat from your egg yolk, have some seeds on the side. That way you have some fuel. If you're having a protein shake for breakfast because you're in a rush, protein powder, unsweetened almond milk, greens for my carbs, and then some nuts or some peanut butter. So all 3 macros at every meal, okay? Last, but certainly not least, for my last 2 slides is I have an example here of a typical food nutrition combining list. Now, this I usually give to people when I'm working with athletes or I'm working with someone that totally does not understand nutrition, that either has a hard time following a macronutrient booklet. I have some people that are like, listen, I'm not going to log my food. Don't ask me to. I'm not going to look at a spreadsheet of food, and I want something easy. Okay, so let's break it down for someone who's easy. We're going to look at macronutrients at every meal. I'm going to break it down between an ectomorph, and I'm going to break it down between a meso and endo, because typically a mesomorphic person wants to lose body fat and an endomorphic person wants to lose body fat as well. So breakfast time. An ectomorphic person is going to have 3 macronutrients: protein, carbon, fat. We're going to have some form of either protein shake, either dairy, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, or lean protein. Okay, I can have eggs, I can have chicken breast, I can have fish, I can have beef, I can have turkey breast. It doesn't have to be eggs every day. So I got my protein. My carb is going to be a whole grain starchy carb. So I'm going to go with bread, pasta, quinoa, barley, a potato, okay? And I'm going to have a fat, peanut butter, some edamame beans on the side, some mayonnaise, some hummus, my egg yolks, okay? Whatever I need, some cheese. So that's my 3 macronutrients for breakfast. Someone trying to lose weight that wants to get slim and lean for summertime, have the same thing, remove the carb and add veggies. It's that simple. So Greek yogurt for someone who wants to lose weight, cinnamon, protein powder for flavor, 2 thumbs of nuts, and I'm going to have a cup of broccoli. Okay. Your body will say, you're giving me protein to repair muscle tissue, to make me feel full. You're giving me some broccoli, which is going to give me some vitamin C. It's going to give me some, my vitamins, minerals. You're giving me my nuts, which are going to provide me with energy. Nuts are slow energy. Seeds are slow energy. Avocado is slow energy. If you're eating an avocado or grape, you're going to have faster energy with the grapes than the avocado. There is a meal plan for someone who wants to lose weight. Snack time, simple. A person trying to gain weight, again, will have all 3 macronutrients. The only difference is they're going to gauge on how much carb they need. Do I want to have fruit carbs? Do I want to have starchy carbs? Someone trying to lose weight, again, if they haven't worked out for breakfast or they haven't worked out in the morning and they had the Greek yogurt, 3 hours later come by, they woke up at 6, they had their Greek yogurt with their nuts. 9 o'clock, they're like, you know what? I'm getting kind of hungry. Okay, no problem. I'm going to have some turkey slices. I'm going to wrap them around some vegetable sticks. I'm going to dip them in some hummus. Or I'm going to have a protein shake with some spinach and some peanut butter. Or I'm going to have 2 shrimp with some cherry tomatoes and 2 Greek olives, 3 Greek olives. Easy snack, okay? This is just an example. Lunchtime, all 3 body types will all have a starchy carb for lunch. I want everyone to feel normal here. Remember, you're getting carbs from lunchtime to carry you on till dinner, okay? If you remove the carb from lunch, you will fail. If you remove the carb from lunch, you don't have any carbs all day, it's going to be challenging for you to go through 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks without having carbohydrates. So test yourself out. For a female, 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup. For a male, 3/4 to 1 cup. But again, your meal is always going to start with a protein. A piece of protein to start my meal off with. Then I'm going to have a carbohydrate, measure it out, male, cup, female, 1/2 cup, 3/4 cup. Vegetables, 2 fists, plus my fat, okay? Now, after that, the rule continues to be the same. Protein, carb, and fat. If it's in between breakfast and lunch and you don't feel hungry, don't eat, okay? I have an example here of 6 different meals because typically someone in my background that's trying to gain weight requires fuel. I've been athletic all my life. I've been an athlete. So I've structured my life, and a lot of athletes structure their lives by eating 5 to 6 smaller meals. Now, there's been research that shows you don't need to have 6 meals to lose weight. You can have 3 meals and lose weight. Great. Just make sure you're not removing the macronutrients that you need at each different meal. Now, dinner time. We're going to wrap up in 5 minutes here, guys. Dinner time is where people think I'm crazy. And I tell people you can have 2 dinners every night. People who are fasting say, well, that's wrong. Why is it wrong? Because if I'm fasting at 8 o'clock, I'm not going to burn this. I get it. I know you got to burn ketones. So try it out. Have 1 dinner at 6 or 7 o'clock, and then don't eat after that until the night. However, what happens on a Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night? You're out with family. You're schmoozing. You're entertaining. You're around people. You eat dinner at 6:30. Let's say I'm a female, I want to lose weight, and I have a chicken salad with a chicken breast and have some avocado. Beautiful. 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10 o'clock comes by. You're around people and you're starving. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and say, I can't eat? Why? Because I'm fasting? Are you going to sit when other people are having life and they're enjoying their life, and you're going to say, I can't eat food because I got to lose weight. Is that sacrifice worth it? No. Be human. Follow my rule. Protein, carb, fat. What type of carb? Fibrous carb. There's two types of fibrous carbs. Think of them as twins. You got your vegetables and your fruit. Should you have fruit at 9:30 or 10? No. Can you have another salad with another piece of shrimp, chicken, fish, tofu, eggs, protein shake? Yes. So if you eat at 6 o'clock and you're an ectomorph, rule is protein, starch, carb, and fat. Depending on your goal, you probably will need between a cup to a 1.5 cups. I used to have 2 cups for every meal when I was younger. Now I can get away with going a 1.5 cups for breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, and then my last dinner is probably about a 1/2 cup. Now, if this is confusing for you and you're like, well, I don't get it. Do we eat dinner? Do we not eat dinner? Just tell yourself this. At nighttime, when it's getting dark, it's past 6 o'clock, your complex carbs are gone. Your starch carbs are gone. Your fruit carbs are gone. Protein, salad, and fat. If you're active and you're training really vigorously, you're probably going to be hungrier. So if your stomach starts saying, hey, I'm hungry, I'm not going to bed till midnight, I can't fast, I need food, make yourself a nice omelet. Put some avocado in it, put some cheese, put some tomatoes, put some arugula, put some spinach, remove the carb. I guarantee you, if you have that at 9:30 and then go to bed at 11, you will not gain a pound. And what I know that because I've worked with people for 26 years who follow the same idea or this philosophy, and they have not gained weight. If you follow this philosophy and you try it out and you do gain weight, connect with me and let's reassess. Maybe you're eating certain vegetables or eating too close to dinner. So if your metabolism is sluggish and your metabolism is slow, you're eating your first dinner at 6, your second dinner at 9, and you go to bed at 10, no. Have 3 hours where you don't eat. So your body does not have to break down food and produce insulin. But if you're hungry, remember, this is where people got to make the decision. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everyone tanks their diet. Everybody. Unless you got your core identity, you got your goal written down. So tell yourself, I'm going to be human. During the week, I'm cutting it off at 8 o'clock because I got to lose 40 pounds. No problem. From 8 o'clock till the next morning, whether you want to fast till 10, great. I'm not here to tell you to fast. I'm here to tell you to eat when you feel hungry. I'm here to tell you to eat 3 macronutrients, protein, carb, and fat. I'm here to remind you, if your goal is to be defined and lean, stuff vegetables in your face every day with a piece of lean protein. You can have a little bit of Greek yogurt with some protein powder and a salad. I don't care if that's your mix, get creative. But when it comes to nighttime, if you're going to get hungry and it's 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, I would rather you go have another small meal. Like if you had a tuna mix in your fridge with some mayonnaise, you scoop a 1/2 cup of tuna mix, you get some celery and some cucumber, and you use that as a dip at 9:30, 10, and then you go to bed. Yes, I know it's a mistake, but at least you do that versus having something else which is going to spike your blood sugar and be horrible and throw you off track, okay? And last but certainly not least, I'm really good with my time. I'm at 9:12, so 12 minutes over. We start at 9:06, 6 minutes over. Here's an example, guys, of a plate. For those of you guys who are watching, there's an anytime meal plate. And just think of your plate, chop it in half. You're trying to lose weight, half of that plate's got to be veggies or a little bit more, okay? Simple rule. You want to get strong, you want to gain weight, half your plate's carbohydrates. You want to lose weight, half your plate's vegetables. What do you do with the remaining half? Chop it in half, protein and fats. So if your goal is to break down body fat and lose weight, for those watching the Zoom here, you could eat 5 times a day on the meals on the left, and all you would do is add in a carb at lunch and 2 small fruits at your snack, and you'd be great. If your goal is to gain weight, half your plate needs to be carbohydrates, or else you will never put on the calories you need. All right? That's it. That's all for today's episode. For those of you guys who watched us live, thank you so much. I'm going to end off. If you have any questions, please send me a message. I'm happy to help out, and we are happy to assist you with anything you need in terms of health and fitness. You can follow us at Dimitri Giankoulas or Pure Motivation Fitness. Hasta la vista. I will see you soon. And for those on Zoom, stick around because we are going to help you out with some more questions.